Hi everyone, I'm Rachit, account executive at Arka360, and today I'll be walking you through our software. So Arka360 is a web-based software, therefore you don't have to do any installations in your system. You just have to come to the website app.arka360.com and do a login there. Now, once you log in, you'll see something like this. This is the dashboard page wherein you can track any kind of data related to the leads, activities, or tasks you have done. You can create multiple dashboards like this, and you have options to enter key point indicators, donut, bar chart, graphs, etc. Next part is the lead section. Under the lead section, you can create multiple pipelines, and these pipelines can be fully customized. Like the lead stages, their name and the number of lead stages you can customize according to yourself. So this is one of the pipelines that I use where I have kept 4 lead stages and I have named them accordingly. From the same lead section, we create lead. Basically, we enter the customer information like this. Whatever the fields are, we enter it. On the bottom part, we have to enter the site address. So I'll just quickly choose the site address here. So this is the site address I'm choosing. And this is the location what I have to design on. So I'll just put the red pin on this side and minimize the window. After that, I can just go for creating a lead. Also, there's a chat support option always available for you right from 10 a.m. in the morning to 3 a.m. in the night, according to Indian Standard Time, Monday to Friday, wherein you can send us requests for a meeting or ask any of your doubts, which our customer support team will help to resolve. Now, once the lead is getting created, you can edit any of the information you want. If you scroll down, there's an option for weather file. Weather file is a 25 years of consolidated hour by hour weather data, which we use to generate your calculation numbers. The provider what we use is from Meteonom. So Meteonom is our default integration for your weather file. Now, next part is you have to enter the utility rate. Utility rate is basically what the grid is charging from you. So you have two options. One is the flat rate option, like 6 rupees per kilowatt hour I am taking as a flat rate. And annually, let's say it is increasing by 1%. So we'll take that information here. There's another option called time of use rates, wherein, like, let's say 0 to 100 units, there's a different price, 100 to 200 units, there's a different price. So you can use this option at that point in time. Now, after we enter the utility rate, we have the option to enter the consumption profile. Consumption profile is basically the number of kilowatt hours the site is using or the number of units the site is using. So we have two options. Either you can enter the values for month by month, or you can just simply add a monthly average value. Let's say you are using 5,000 units a month for this location. So we'll just click on update and it will automatically calculate the yearly calculation. Now, if we go down, there's a daily profile option. Daily profile is basically the behavioral uses of the number consumer, wherein you have to enter the pattern in which they are using the electricity. For residential and commercial, we have multiple options, and also you have the options to customize this. For now, I'll just use this option called constant energy consumption. Then I come back. After coming back, we can just directly go for the design, but there are some additional things we can do as well. Like we can add any activities we have done, like we can add any notes, we can integrate our Google email and Google Calendar so we can send and receive emails from here. And we can also integrate our Google Calendar. Now, there's a option to create site survey forms. Once you create a site survey form through the settings, you can send it to your site survey person through this sharing option by SMS, WhatsApp, and email. Once he fills up the form, you have a view option through which you can see the responses. You can ask for any of the fields, whether it's location, images, photos, or videos. Also, you have options to save any documents. Okay. Then we can directly go for the design part. But before that, there's one option as well. There is a custom task list that you can create for each lead. And the option to create the custom task list will come when you are creating a lead. Now we'll go for the designing part. We'll just click on new design and click on confirm. This will open the design studio as we say it. So design studio is the place where we do all the designing. On the left side, we have all the tools required for designing. We on the right side, we have all the technical information available. So this is the site we have chosen and this is the map image that we have got. So let's quickly go for the designing part. We'll just quickly model this roof using the flat roof option from the first tool called model tool. We'll just quickly mark the outer boundaries like this. We'll press enter. Now we'll enter the height of the building. If there is a parapet wall, so we can enter the parapet height, we can change the thickness of the parapet wall or boundary wall, and then we can click on update. So this completes our design like this. Next part is, there we can see a staircase room or some obstruction here and this part as well. So we'll try to mark that as well. So we'll just use the obstruction here. So we'll just use the obstruction tool here like this. We'll mark the obstruction. Similar way, we just have to trace the outer boundaries and give it a height. Let's say we give it height of 3 meters. We'll click on update. Next part is we can mark this as well. This is a cylindrical object or cylindrical obstruction what we have, and we can give it a height as well. Let's say we give it a height of 2 meters. Now there are other options as well under the obstruction section. You can mark any rectangle cylinder, you can place walkway, safety line, handrail. You can also mark the property line, and you can also place trees for checking the shadow analysis. Let's say we place this tree here. We choose the tree type as palm tree and click on update. So this is the final design that we have got. Now for placing panels, we'll just click on the roof. We'll click on this option called fill face. Then we'll just go for selecting the module, whatever we want. Let's say we want to place Wari modules of 550 watt peak. So we'll just search for the module. Then we can select the module, required module. If you want to check the bifacial calculations, we can turn on the bifacial mode for this. Also, we can adjust the tilt angle. Let's say we want to place at a 12-degree angle. We can change the direction of the panels. So according to the 4 sides we have marked, such software gives us 4 suggestions. So this suggestion 216 degrees is for this particular side. So we'll just select that. Then we can put the number of rows and columns we want. Let's say I want 2 rows instead of 1. And the front leg height or the mount height I want to give as 2 meters. So I'll put that information, click on update, and you can see in this way our plant has been installed like this. So you can see in 3D, it will look something like this. To check the 3D, you just have to click double 3 on or your keyboard. That will open the 3D model. Now, after placing the panels, we go for the shading analysis. Shading analysis is done in 2 ways. One is the sunpath simulation, wherein you have dates from 1st of January to 31st of December. You can choose any dates in between. Okay. So let me just choose a date of 21st June here. Then we have a 24-hour time for each date. So let me just move this toggle around and we can track in the shadows what we have like this. Okay. So for each and every day, we can track the shadows like this. This is one of the option. Other option is called the solar axis. The solar axis gives you a color code and a percentage of solar axis, which includes the shading from nearby objects as well as the direction we have chosen. Okay. So you can see some light yellow panels here. That means that will be the solar axis is in the 80% range. That means effectively 80% of the time in the year, they'll be receiving sunlight. So we can check for each table. Let's say we want to check the solar axis for each table. This is coming as 96.7%. And accordingly, we can delete and optimize the system. Now, after we do the solar axis, we do the shadow analysis. We have the option to check the DC size. Our DC size here is 79 kilowatts. So in the same way, we can place the inverter. So we have multiple options for the inverter from micro to string inverters. We'll go for a string inverter now. We'll just click on add inverter and we'll search for the brand name. Let's say we place Wari inverters of 50 kilowatts. So I'll just take this inverter of let's say 75 kilowatts. I'll just select this one. I'll place the inverter somewhere here. I'll complete on tick. Then the next part is after placing the inverter, we can string the panels. Two options are there. One is manual stringing, where we can manually string the panels. The other option what we have is automatic stringing. I'll just click on auto string. Two options I get is one is we can overload the MPPT to its maximum value, or we can put equal number of panels in each string. So I'll just click on apply. So we'll just equally string the panels here. So the panels have been stringed like this. So we can save the design. Next is we can check the single line diagram. So for checking the single line diagram, I'll simply press double 4 on my keyboard. That will load the SLD for me. So this SLD is getting loaded and the SLD can be exported to CAD for further changes. So you get the string arrangements here on the left side. Then you get the DC distribution box. You have options to choose from whether you want it to with fuse switch, MCB or MCCB. Also, you can change the value of fuse and you can change the SPD classes as well, or you can remove the SPD as well. This option to see the inverter. So this is the inverter we have placed. Then comes the production meter, AC disconnect, and finally bidirectional utility meter. So we can save this again and we just go back to the design. Now we can do the calculation for the generation numbers. First, we'll get the annual generation, which is the total amount of energy we'll be generating through the system, which is coming as 114 megawatt hours. Then we have something called specific generation. Specific generation is basically how much energy we are generating throughout the year from every kilowatt peak we have installed. Then this performance ratio. Performance ratio is basically a relationship between the actual versus the theoretical generation numbers. Then there's a value of energy offset. So if you remember, we had put 5,000 units as our use in starting, which was 60,000 units per year. But we are generating 114,000 units. So that's why we have a 92% of extra generation here. Now, after doing all this stuff, we can also calculate the wire size. So in millimeters, like we can enter the details like what wire we are using, whether it's copper or aluminum. We can enter the wire length and the other details. Then what it does is it calculates the actual wire size, like 0.3 millimeters it has calculated, but the nearest available wire size will be 1.5 millimeters. So like that, we'll be able to get the information all for all the strings here. Now we can go back to the design. After that, we can save this again. We can go to the design summary since the designing is done here. So the design we have done, it can be exported to AutoCAD, SketchUp, and PVSys. Also, the SLD can be exported to AutoCAD. Now we have option to download the Excel files for monthly and hourly generation of the first year. Now, if we go down, we have the bill of material section. So whatever we use in the design, we can and we have all those details. Like we use the Vari panels, we have used the Vari inverters, like that. It will show here. If we come down again, we have option to add pricing and financing. So I can just click on add pricing part. Here, I can enter the cost, a project's cost in rupees, rupees per watt or rupees per kilowatt, and the GST number as well. So let's say we take 40,000 rupees per kilowatt. GST will take as 8.9%. Then we can add the pricing information as well, like advanced pricing, which will include the maintenance cost and accelerated depreciation numbers. Also, you have options to add incentives, like if it's a PM Surya Ghar Yojana, PM Kusum Yojana project, you can add those incentives as well, and you can just press on calculate. After you all add all the information, you have your lifetime savings, how much you'll be saving in the 25-year period. You have the payback period, right, or ROI. Then you have internal rate of return. Then you have something called LCOE. LCOE is basically how much you need to pay per unit of electricity up in 25 years of time after installation of solar. Then you have estimated savings graph for the 25-year period from where 0 to 25th year of time. For every year, you'll see how much you're saving. After doing all this thing, you can just go to the document proposal. Just going back, if you click on doc, this loads the document proposal or the software generates. On the first page, you get the customer name, you have the scanner and the view 3D model button, which work in the same way. If you just click on the view 3D model button, it will lead you to the 3D model. So this is just the customer's view, what the customers have to see. They'll get a 360-degree view of the project along with the shading effects. So this is the view the customer can get through their mobile phone, laptop, tablets without any kind of login. They just need this link or the report from you. Now, if we go down, there are other pages. You can add your company details, you can add your logo, you can showcase your previous projects, you'll get the generation numbers, pricing information, payment schedule. Then you get the graph of estimated savings. Component section is there. The month by month generation information will come, month by month savings information will come. Then you have shadow analysis for 2 days, 21st June and 21st December. There's irradiance and solar axis map. There's a page for losses, which explains all the losses the system will be facing. Some of the losses are editable, through which you can increase or decrease your generation numbers. There's a page of cost of not going solar, which shows bill and bill without solar. For this project, the bill with solar for all 25 years is coming as zero, while the bill without solar is coming, like if we check for the 22nd year, the bill without solar is coming as 4.48 lakhs. Now, if we go down, there's an environmental impact page, which shows you how much carbon dioxide you're offsetting, what is the equivalent acres of forest area you're saving, what is the coal burn avoided, all this information. There's a page of FAQs, which you can add your FAQs. You can add a terms and condition page, additional through customized proposal option. And finally, you have a thank you page. All these pages might not be required by your customer base. So what you can do is you can hide the pages whatever you like to, and then you can just go for downloading the report as a PDF file. Also, there's a customized proposal option through which you can add the pages, add new pages, change the sequence of the pages. So all this information will be available. Let me know if you like the product walkthrough and if you like the Arka 360 and if you found it useful. We'll be happy to help you there. Thank you for your time.